Hey guys, forgive the quick rough cut nature of this video. Again, I just wanted to get you guys a quick update of the new top tier jets that are currently on the second version of the dev server for the groundbreaking update that's coming. First up is the Mig21 SPSK, which is a German premium aircraft, and it's an updated version, or it's the German designation for an updated version of the Mig21 PFM. On an interesting note, currently this version doesn't have the air-to-ground weapons that the PFM has, so I'm not really too sure what we're going to see. You get an interesting loadout of some air-to-air weaponry, and you basically make a choice between having a cannon mounted in a centerline pod, or if you want to take a countermeasures pod instead of the cannon. You can take the basic R3S, R3R, 4 of those, or you can take 2 R13Ms or R60s. So this is kind of an interesting plane. I might actually pick this one up. It's very maneuverable, has capable weapons, even though the loadout is pretty limited. Next up is the A7E. This is in the American tree. It's an updated version of the A7 family. It's the Corsair 2. Interesting differences. This one has loadouts that are quite a bit different. It has the Walleye TV-guided glide bomb, which is going to be an interesting weapon to see how that plays out. And it also finally has a radar system. Still can't target ground targets or anything, but the radar system actually functions. So we're going to be getting this new version of the A7E. It can also carry a laser designator pod under the right wing with some of its loadouts. The user interface for the TV-guided weapons and the laser interface pod remains very clunky. We'll have to see how that plays out, in actual use. I'm not entirely sure how practical this is going to be. It should be, on paper, a really dominating aircraft for use in close air support just because of its, precision weapon systems and everything. But the interface is just so clunky for the TV-guided Walleye bombs and everything. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. This is still on the dev server. Lots could change. Next up is the AJ37, which is the ground attack version of the Viggen. This is classified as a Striker, and it's going to get an air spawn. Aside from that, the main difference is the weird weapon loadouts. Really just 2 air-to-air missiles and or a selection of air-to-ground weapons. You get a couple of TV-guided Mavericks that seem to be like a downgraded version. They didn't quite work out very well for me, trying them here in the tests. I'm not really too sure what role this is going to end up filling in the game. I think that this will provide Sweden with a credible close air support at the top tiers, but the weapon loadout is really light, so you're going to be, T44 like constantly. I guess we'll see what happens. Next up is the Jaguar GR1A. This is a top-tiered, upgraded version of the British Jaguar. Notable feature, this has weapon pylons on the top of the wings, and can carry a pair of sidewinders on top of its wings, which is a really interesting addition. Air-to-ground loadouts. It has more precision-guided weapons than the regular British Jaguar. It's got a selection of laser-guided bombs. No laser-guided missiles or anything yet, but you can carry a laser designator pod and some LGBs. In practice, I think these LGBs are very difficult to use. The main issue is that you overfly your target and you lose your laser lock. And because these are a semi-active weapon, you have to maintain the radar lock in order for the weapon to guide in and actually hit what you want. Unlike the French Jaguar and the laser designator pod on that, the laser designator on the British Jaguar does not seem to have as far of like a backwards sweep. So, you're at a real serious risk of losing your lock when you overfly your targets. I'm not really too sure how this is going to play out. It might find a use from like high altitude casts or something, but in practice I had a very difficult time hitting targets with these. The good news is the laser designator on this can track moving targets, so there's a good bonus. Next is the Mig21 Beast SAU. It's an East German version of the Mig21 Beast that basically just had like upgraded radio and navigation equipment. In the game so far, it seems to be a copy-paste of the Soviet Mig21 Beast. The stats look identical at a quick glance. The weapons loadouts are basically identical, and it seems to fly the same. I'll admit I'm pretty happy about this. It's going to be a really competitive dogfighter for the Soviet tree. The MiG-21 Beast is an extremely strong aircraft, and I think adding this in is going to add a little bit more air-to-air threat for the Germans at the top tiers. So if you're a German main, you're going to be happy about this one. Okay, last up is the Mig23 MLD. This is kind of the big dog of the update so far. Astute viewers who saw my original review of the Mig23M way back when might remember that I mentioned there was an upgraded, dedicated dogfighter version produced. Well, here it is. The MLD is the dedicated dogfighting version of the MiG-23, where they did some significant aerodynamic refinements. They shifted the center of gravity and the weight distribution inside the fuselage around a bit to dramatically increase the maneuverability over the earlier models of the MiG-23. Flying it out in the game, just in a couple of quick flights on the dev server, didn't feel any different, but, you know, it's the dev server. We'll see what happens when the release comes out. Noteworthy, the MLD carries upgraded versions of the Apex missile. It has the R-24, R, and T versions, which are the semi-active radar and the all-aspect infrared version, respectively. So I'm kind of excited about this. It also has more countermeasures. You can probably tell, it's obvious in the footage. It has the shoulder-mounted countermeasures pods, similar to the MiG-27 that we have in the game. So this one I'm pretty excited about. I'm going to be grinding for this immediately upon the release of the patch. So thanks for watching. That's really all there is for new aircraft that are on the dev server right now. You've probably seen the news that they're adding in like an Israeli tree and everything. I have a lot to say about some of the updates that are coming, but it's beyond the scope of this video right now. I just wanted to get you guys a quick preview look at the new top-end jets. So stay tuned on the channel. There's going to be some more thoughts coming about the direction War Thunder is going, sort of in the long term. I should have that video posted hopefully by the end of the week. As always, though, guys, thanks for watching.